People always hate keep doing you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know that. It used to really bother me. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, like my mental health has always been solid, always been A1. I'm never someone who gets depressed. I don't believe in that. I believe there's nothing positive that comes out of you thinking like that. Obviously, I know a lot of times it's not in people's control, but if you're mentally strong enough, you could control it. And it's all about discipline. So, but this whole shit, I'm not gonna lie, when I was getting mass amounts of hate, it was getting to my head a bit. It affected my mental health a bit. But you know what? It's self-inflicted, bro. I had the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. And, sometimes when you aim for big things, they don't turn out how you want them to turn out. Sometimes when really big things happen out of nowhere, you get a big head. And you start thinking you're untouchable. You start thinking you're the shit. And, that fucks up your discipline. Honest to God, it changed who I am at that time. It's crazy. I had a big realization the other day when I was on Volley's live, because obviously on this live, like I get on my lives when I'm just on my own accounts, I don't get hate like that, right? Like for the most part, like there's some hate obviously coming in, but a lot of you guys are really positive, and I appreciate that. But when I was on her live, I started getting the same amount of hate I was getting over at the MILF House, and I realized it's because she has so many more followers than me. They don't know that I've changed, and I started getting into that cynical, conniving mentality again. I was just the way I was responding to people is kind of like how I would before when you guys like really didn't like me. And I was like, fuck, that's what it is. Like, it's just my defense mechanism. I get very like aggressive. I get kind of, I don't know what it is. I couldn't even pinpoint it exactly, but I know that's what was causing it because I started acting like that again. But yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's all about who you surround yourself with as well. So, I chose to surround myself with those people. I take full accountability, bro. God humbled you, 100%. 100%. You've always been so sweet to me. Yeah, I try. I'm not a dick, bro, I swear. I'm really not. But I became like a cocky ass a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I became a cocky ass. But how could you blame me? I did take it too far, but you give any guy my age, a crazy house like that, nice cars, clout. Like I've never tasted clout like that. I never wanted to taste clout, but once I did, it was kind of like a rug in a way. If I'm being 100% honest with you, that's probably why I'm doing it right now. It's a little bit addicting, and I'll happily admit that. I enjoy the attention. I've always enjoyed attention. I feel like since I was a little kid, that's why I got good at basketball. That's why. I started achieving academically so I could get that honor roll sticker on the back of my parents' bumper. There's a lot of things that you could relate to how you grew up, and you could relate to the kind of kid you were. It actually carries over when you grow up, and I've always been someone who enjoys attention. So I guess when this clout thing hit me, it hit me hard because I was like I said, for those who've been watching for a long time. I didn't have TikTok up until this whole MILF House thing, so I didn't even want to be a part of that shit. I would make fun of people who did TikTok. I thought it was, bullshit. But yeah, it got addicting, bro.